Good morning, everyone. Today I want to share this one concept that has been really very much helping me to understand the concept of healing for myself. Healing is very individual. I don't want to say that this will work or this works 100% for me. No, it doesn't really work sometimes. Most of the times it works as long as I am thinking in the right way, because after all, everything is about mindset. So I want to talk about the concept of meta awareness as the ability to think about non-physical objects as objects, or the ability, just a simple example, the ability to think about thoughts, or the ability to think about feelings, the ability to think about emotions, to be aware of them, the ability to think about behaviors, patterns, anything. This is, to me, meta-awareness. We could say that religion and spirituality is kind of close in that fact, because in my understanding, right, it might be wrong. If I'm wrong, just let me know. In my understanding, if you are aware of something that is not physical, you cannot perceive it with your five senses, it is still, it's meta. So for example, when you talk about God, it is meta-awareness. Then actually I studied this at university, and when I decided to write a thesis about meta-linguistic awareness. So meta-linguistic awareness is an ability to perceive the language as an object, or me speaking multiple languages is not a very rare case. There are many people who speak multiple languages, but the fact that I could learn Italian in Japan, in Japanese, and my native language being Russian is, kind of shares not verification, not proof that I am using meta-linguistic awareness pretty much, but many polyglots actually talk about it. Meta-awareness in healing. This has been a very big topic for me since maybe a year ago. 1 year ago, I stopped therapy. I had been in therapy for 2 years. It was the entry. It was, to me, it was really a catalyst to not only understand myself, but understand something I carry with me for ages, or maybe for generations. Because there are such things as generational knowledge and ancestral knowledge, let's say. By the way, disclaimer, these words that I'm going to be using, they've been around for, some very jumping content, and I just really want to share what I am authentically using in my life. And I don't want to sell anything. I don't want to say that I'm better than others. No, I just want to share my way of life, and because it might be maybe of help to someone. I don't want to use a lot from a relationship, because relationship is a very individual thing. But generally, let's say if you put the structure on top of that, you can say, okay, so here I am, I'm a one person. There he goes, another person. We both have our authentic selves. On top of that, we have a layer that has been nurtured by your culture, family, or anything. Language as well, so including all those layers. And there's another layer. It is the layer of your current surrounding. So it affects you directly, let's say. For example, let's say I live in Japan for the past almost 6 years. And I have definitely acquired some of the parts of culture of Japan that was not originally very, very much natural to me. So I started bowing, for example, or when I learned yoga, I'm still in the process of learning, but when I got acquainted for the first time with yoga, I now understand this. So every time I go to an Indian restaurant, I do this. And it's another layer of nurtured nature, but you decide to kind of nurture yourself with that. So you decide to acquire something from your environment, let's say. So there is such a concept as Trinity of Truth, or, well, in Russian you would say Триединая истина, and you would, probably most of the times in Russian you would hear it from Christianity, like deriving from Christianity, because it's about Saint Father, Saint Son, and Saint Spirit. Father, Son, and Saint Spirit, let's say, Santo Spiritu. The psychiatry uses it as consciousness, subconsciousness, and superconsciousness. And then for spiritual learners, it is about mind, body, and spirit. Scientists might be using it as energy, materia, and Ephir. In philosophy, you would say it's for a thought, a word, and an action. To me, the most sustainable way of a thought is actually a triangle, because if it's just two, it can break, and it's duality. If it's three, then it gives some space for consciousness, let's say, space for energy. And even love, to me, I'm still figuring out what love is, but to me the most sustainable thing is loving yourself, giving love to yourself, loving a person, giving love to a different person, and receiving love from that person. So being loved by a person. And that person should love himself too. So using this Trinity concept of layers, let's say, we have an authentic self, and we have a nurtured from our childhood self, and we have the current reality, current surroundings that we kind of still nurture ourselves in. Everything is influencing us. Everything that we experience in life, everything affects us. And in my case, being aware of the fact that is going in like this, it helps to stay sane, it helps to be healthy, it helps to be kind to myself and to people, it helps me realize where I might be wrong. It just gives me this idea that I could be wrong because it's not me. It's one of my layers. This detachment from yourself, let's say, we also can use this like inner child, adult, and the parent thing, right? In psychology, or ego, superego, like whatever, it. So we know a lot of concept, let's say. However, are we really using this in a beneficial way? What I have been thinking about for the most of my life, I would say, is how to apply this. It requires a lot of mental work, actually, to first realize it in yourself, then to try to influence that layer where, let's say, might be the wrong decision, the wrong thought, wrong emotion, anything. By wrong, I mean not wrong inherently, but I mean like it is disturbing our life, let's say. For yoga and meditation, the same concept. It's meta-awareness. Let's say you sit and meditate. I sit and meditate. I was sitting and meditating right now. I don't meditate really often, but I find myself in a state that I'm constantly meditating, because I constantly look at myself in my life as if someone from here. So let's say there is someone here. It's not a horror thing, no. It's literally someone here. Whatever happens to you, you gotta trust that everything is gonna be okay, because someone is watching you. Someone is taking care of you. And I came from different phases to the understanding that this is what we call God, because we all pray to him, we all ask for things we trust. Some people don't, and it's fine. It's just, it really helps me live my life. I came from the fact that God doesn't exist, or agnosticism, like I came from the fact that there is some higher consciousness, but I never thought how intertwined everything is in life. Your thoughts are materialized when you notice it. Your emotions are regulated when you notice it. You get kinder to others when you realize that you can get kinder than you are right now. It requires awareness of your of the state right now. You can get better in a language when you understand that something in your language right now requires improvement, let's say. Or it's not you who is wrong, it is one of the layers that you are improving. So inherently, me, I, ego thing, inner child, if you think that there is nothing wrong with that, and you are working on the layers, you are being meta-aware of your life because you are not working on the layers. This one is working. And it always got your back. Always. This is why we say, I got your back. He's got your back. Someone is here. The best meditation that I ever had was my first time when I thought, oh, I'm sitting in the riverbank. I'm looking at the river flow. I'm sitting. And I'm still looking at myself from the back. So I see myself sitting in front of the river and the river flow being my thoughts. That really just opened a door to meta consciousness. Because how can we talk about space? How can we talk about God? How can we talk about something we don't know, we don't see, but we still do it? And it really helps us. We are humans, and I really believe that meta-awareness as a skill is the best we have. It can be applied to anything in your life. I live in Japan. I mean, of course I am homesick, let's say, but I'm not, because I know something inside me is here. I'm always home to myself because this is the first layer. Then we have the second layer, which is family, food that I've been eating like since birth, and like friends, like connections, school. It's the second layer. So we usually get homesick of this layer. And then we have a third layer that is a current situation. And if that situation changes a lot, let's say you move to a different country or you change partners, let's say, right? Then you'll get homesick of that layer because you change layers. And the more you're aware of that fact, the more you're going to be easily controlling your inner state. Let's say inner stability can be achieved by meta-awareness. This is the idea I wanted to share today. Thank you so much for listening, and I will be definitely talking a lot more about it.